What's the crack, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Cards Everywhere here, bring you another event deck for Event 4 Small and Mighty. So it is a tiny stuff deck. So I'll give a quick rundown and we'll jump into a game. So we're starting out with two mythics. The first one is Simulation Theory. On the draw, your cards cost -3 energy, and if you're winning the round, each of your cards cost another -3 energy this turn. Next is the Multiverse. On the draw, a random card in your hand gains 11 permanently. Also on the draw, a random card in your opponent's hand loses 11 permanently. And then on the play, your cards in hand gain 11 power until played. Next we have the Fusion, the Brain. On the draw, your cards wherever they are gain 23 power for 2 turns. And this card locks for 2 turns. And then on the return, a random opponent's card in hand locks next turn. Next up is Antimatter. On the play, this card loses 150 power, and the card opposite this loses 150 power this turn. Next we've got Hippocrates. On the play, lose 80 power this turn, and then on the return, gain 140 power next turn. Then we have the Golden Ratio. On the play, if your deck has 11 or more science cards, your Life Online cards, wherever they are, gain 19 power until played. Then we have Galapagos Tortoises. On the draw, if your deck has 6 or more Life Online cards, your science cards, wherever they are, gain 13 power until played. Next up is Magneto Reception. On the play, if played adjacent to any arts and culture cards, your arts and culture cards, wherever they are, gain 16 this round, and then repeat for each album. So this card we want to play in the middle of a Life on Land and a science card at the start of a round if possible. Next up is the Door to Hell. On the draw, your cards in hand burn 50 until played and gain 50 power this turn. Next is E. coli. On the play, if played in the left or right slot, your science cards in hand gain 8 power permanently. And the last science card is Mycoplasma. On the play, the card opposite this loses 50 power and costs -2 energy permanently. Next we have the Life on Land portion. The first one is Pumpkin Toadlet. On the draw, your cards in hand with 3 or less base energy gain 30 power for 2 turns. And then on the play, your amphibian cards in hand gain 10 power this turn. Next is Coulter. On the return, this card gains 60 power and costs +1 energy permanently. Next we have the Common Spotted Cuscus. At the start of a turn, gain 4 power permanently, and then on the play, lose 26 power permanently. So we'll just be holding on to this card until the end of the game. Next we have Frill Dragon. On the return, your cards wherever they are, with 1 or less base energy, gain 22 power until played. Next we have Madagascan Dwarf Chameleon. On the draw, your cards wherever they are, with 9 or less base power, gain 15 power until played. The second last card is Dwarf. On the play, your cards in hand gain 15 power, and your opponent's cards in hand lose 15 power this turn. And the final card is Tetsudo Formation. On the return, your cards, wherever they are, gain 48 power and cost +3 energy this round. So that's the deck, guys. I have to say it's been performing quite well for me. I'm just going to make sure I am in the event. I have accidentally gone into the league with this deck a few times. That is something I would like them to work on, to somehow separate your last play deck from the events and leagues, as it's not the first time it's happened to me and it probably won't be the last. Well, here we go. We have found a real opponent. Let's see if we can get a good game in here. I imagine he's playing something very similar. So I'm going to get the permanent increases around first. So that would be the multiverse, unless it gets locked down. So we'll just play what we can for a 5-17 start. So we are in the lead starting off here. So here we go with Door to Hell. Not great timing on it. It's going to be difficult to make use of that. And I would rather not play the common spotted couscous. But we have to keep our cards rotating around. So next time we draw Door to Hell, we'll try and organise it so we won't draw it again like that. So I'm going to go Mycoplasma with the Dwarf and then the Brain for a 379. Looks like it was enough to win the turn. And the Brain might lock down something important for him. We'll go with I Got Lucky. And now finally we can get the multiverse around. Although I'll probably get Coulthard around first with the Tetsudo formation. So that should guarantee us this round as well. And then next round we will just go all out as well. But I think we are safe enough this round. And we got the E. coli as well in hand. So I'm going to go with the golden ratio. Actually, I play the E. coli golden ratio and then the Galapagos tortoises for a 596. So that should put us well ahead and we can play a bit of a weaker turn. We'll try and get the Hippocrates out of the hand. So we go with the Hippocrates, the simulation theory, and we'll go with the Filled Dragon to get the boosts on our other cards. So we were able to pull through this round. And then next round we'll also be drawing our Door to Hell as well, plus the Hippocrates boost. So I think we'll be just fine. And we also have the optimal time for our Magneto reception. And we get the arena boost as well. And unfortunately he locked down the Magneto reception, so we'll just have to make do without it. So the opponent is playing a little bit of Disruption, but it shouldn't affect us too much. Especially since we don't have Tetsudo this round. There is our Door to Hell. I'm going to get it around now with the Mycoplasma and Dwarf. And then next turn we'll just play the strongest hand we can and it should be enough to finish out the game. So unfortunately we got locked down again. So we're going to have to play the common spotted couscous for a 592. I'm going to just hope it is enough. And it looks like it was. So we'll say good game to the opponent. And since it was a quick enough one, I'll jump into another game after this. I have to say this deck has been performing very well for me. I don't believe I've lost any games yet in the event anyway. So we'll just jump straight into another one and see if we can get a good performance again. That wasn't even the most optimal rotation either, so this deck has a bit more potential in it as well, with the right draws. How has everybody been enjoying the events? It is quite interesting to have something else to play other than the leagues. I just wish you didn't have to play so many games to get them going. So I'm going to go Door to Hell with the Golden Ratio and the Mycoplasma. We'll try and save Magneto Reception for next round. I'm not sure if this is a real opponent or not. We'll say hello. I don't recognise the name as a bot. So we'll go with the Antimatter, the Pumpkin Toadlet and the Hippocrates for a 348. So that will pretty much guarantee us this round, and hopefully we can get Tetsudo formation next turn. Well, hopefully the turn after. That is quite ideal. Unfortunately, we are locked down on the brain, so I'm just going to have to play Magneto Reception this turn. But we should have our Tetsudo formation for next round, so we won't particularly need the Magneto Reception. So here we go into round 2. And we have the arena bonus as well. So we're going to go Multiverse, the Brain and Tetsudo for a 472 start. We are initially behind here, but with Tetsudo we should have no trouble coming back. So let's see what we can do. So we get the Kultar around with the Full Dragon and the Galapagos. And next turn I'll try and get the most out of E. coli. I did consider putting Amazon Slot in this deck as well, but I just couldn't find what to replace. And there's our Door to Hell. So that is pretty good timing. So we should be able to finish out this round. So there we go. Not too much trouble for round 2. And hopefully next round we'll be able to do the same again. So we get the Antimatter, the Golden Ratio and the Madagascan for a 444. I will try to save Hippocrates for the last turn of this round, just in case. But we have a decent lead here on the opponent, so I think we will be okay this round as well. There is the Magneto Reception. So I'm going to get the Pumpkin Toad around with Magneto and Simulation for a 514. So it looks like this is a real opponent. So we have a fairly decent lead here with 562. We're nearly 200 ahead. So I might just play the strongest hand I can here. So that'll be a 680 We'll see if this is enough. And it looks like it is. So we'll say good game. And there we go. 2 wins in a row. So the deck is certainly more than viable for this week's event. So if you are struggling, don't hesitate to make this deck and let me know what you think down in the comments. And if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will catch you later in the week. Cards everywhere, out.